Most people think you need a huge budget to make your home look good, but the reality is you don't. You just need to avoid the cheap looking pieces and choose the few items that actually make a real difference. I'm talking clean lines, good textures, and solid materials. Those are the things that make a space feel expensive, even if it isn't. And so I went through IKEA's entire catalog and pulled out the items that punch way above their price. And to keep things simple, I broke them all down by category. So whether you're looking for lighting, furniture, or just something to make your sofa not look sad, I'm gonna share with you a handful of items that look expensive even though they're not. Okay, so number one on this list is the decor pendant lamp with the Hema cord set. And yes, I'm gonna butcher all of these names, so you're just gonna have to deal with it as I go along here. But the decor looks like it came straight out of a $400 Scandinavian lighting catalog, but it's only $80 at IKEA. Its tiered oak veneer design feels warm and elevated with natural wood grain that gives the room an intentional, high-end sort of vibe. And the way the light filters through the layers creates this soft glow instead of a harsh downlight, which turns the atmosphere into something calm and inviting. But at the same time, it's surprisingly versatile, and it works just as well in a dining room as it does over a desk or in a little reading nook. And a little style tip here is to hang this one lower than usual over a table or desk to create a cozy cocooned feeling. And bonus points if the walls or furniture echo the same sort of wood tones. The next item is the Stockholm table lamp, which looks like it belongs in a boutique shop, but again, it's just $80 at IKEA. The mix of white fabric, the brass plated stem, and the travertine base give it this rich, timeless feel that instantly elevates the room. And because the base is real stone, each lamp has some subtle veining that feels custom, and it just adds some serious presence on a table or console. The shade diffuses this soft ambient glow instead of a harsh beam, which makes it perfect for bedrooms, living rooms, or anywhere that you want a warm, styled mood. And so style tip here, pair this one with a vase or a low floral arrangement to complete the look, just like you see in this styled shot. The lamp really does the heavy lifting here. Okay, now let's move on to some furniture, with the first item being the Pawang armchair for $149. It's got this really nice curved beech frame that gives it a really light and airy look, and its floating seat design avoids the bulkiness of traditional lounge chairs, which makes it feel expensive without trying too hard. And there are two different versions here, a high back version and a low back version, and both of them offer different vibes, right? The taller one feels supportive for something like a reading corner, while the shorter one is sleeker and fits easier into a more compact space. And because it's got this built-in flex from the bent wood arms, it actually adds comfort that you really wouldn't expect at this price and makes it just feel that much more premium. So my style tip for this chair is to put it with some soft white curtains and a pale rug like you see in this image here. You know, it just blends right into that airy, quiet luxury aesthetic that everyone's after right now. All right, now we've got the Valtorp storage bench, which comes in moss green and this really nice soft gray. The upholstery gives off this luxe, tailored look, with the green reading really plush and cozy, while the gray feels more crisp and modern. The silhouette of this bench with these rounded edges, the slim black legs, and a really low profile just keeps everything light and versatile, even with storage hidden inside it. Plus, it opens really smoothly like a soft closed chest, so it's just as functional as it is stylish, and it's perfect for tossing in blankets, slippers, or any kind of seasonal extras. So my style tip here is to get the green bench if you want to add some warmth in a relaxed space, so something like a bedroom or a cozy nook that you've got in your home, and go for the gray one if you want to keep things crisp and modern in a more public space like a living room or an entryway. Okay, next we've got the Aplarid love seat, which really nails the high-end look of a designer piece with its clean lines, slim black legs, and a really nicely tailored silhouette. The textured gray fabric feels really upscale because it's soft enough to stay cozy, but it's also structured enough to hold its shape. And because it's got this compact frame and really low profile, it makes it perfect for small spaces while still feeling really polished as opposed to feeling cheap. Number 6 on the list here is the Low House flat woven rug, which starts at just $40. The chunky jute texture instantly brings warmth and richness to the room, even in simple spaces like a rental kitchen. And because it's flat woven instead of fluffy, it feels really tailored, kind of like something you'd find in a minimalist showroom. And the natural tone softens hard floors and brings in coziness without stealing attention. So style tip here, if you want something bigger and bolder, IKEA also sells larger sizes that go up to $160, which can anchor an entire living room or dining room with this same elevated look. All right, now I want to talk about cushion covers, because swapping out the covers of your throw pillows is the fastest, cheapest way to elevate your living room. And IKEA has covers that look like they came from a high-end design store, but they cost less than lunch. And the trick is to go for rich textures and quiet patterns that add depth to your room without shouting. Or put another way, you want to let the fabric do the work. because when the materials look good, your entire space will too. Okay, so let's get into a few specifics here, right? The Paradis Books cover is just $8, but the mustard tone instantly gives the room some warmth and style. It looks especially curated when you pair it with neutral furniture or rattan textures, and it adds that styled up feel without the styled up price tag. The Valkrasing cover at just $10 leans into quiet luxury with fringe detailing that softens the edges of any sofa or chair. And the muted green feels earthy and calm, which is perfect for layering into a neutral palette or mixing with other textured pillows. And at $15, the Kriplung cover has a woven texture and tassels that feels handcrafted. Its neutral palette blends perfectly into beige or minimal interiors, and it just makes your sofa feel that much more magazine worthy. So style tip here is to mix colors and textures across these different options. The mustard for warmth, the green for balance, and the neutrals for depth to get that layered high-end look on a budget. All right, now the Crustistal line blends organic and modern design with its half glazed, half matte finish in these really nice soft earthy tones. All this speckled detailing adds just enough visual texture to feel handcrafted while still letting the food take center stage. So whether you're layering the flat plate with the deep bowl or you're mixing them with other neutral ceramics, they always look intentional and really well styled. Plus they're made from really durable stoneware, so they feel sturdy in your hand and just way more elevated than other dishware you can get at a similar price. So the style tip is to mix the Crustistal plates and bowls with some simple glassware and neutral linens for an affordable tablescape that feels really boutique. Now, the Lizabo chair comes in two different versions, sleek wood or cushioned, so you can choose which one you prefer. Both of them carry that clean Scandinavian look, but the cushioned option feels a little more elevated and refined. If you pair it with the matching dining table in light ash, with its smooth rounded edges that look custom made, the set instantly creates this minimalist designer vibe without the price tag. It's one of those affordable IKEA finds that makes a dining space feel curated and expensive with very little effort. So style tip here, anchor the set with a simple neutral rug and add some greenery for a bit of contrast, because those small touches make the whole setup feel even more upscale. Next up, we've got the Konstful vase. It's got this thick tinted glass in smoky gray or green brown that feels elevated and moody, especially against lighter woods or neutral interiors. And what I think is really cool here is the sculpted base has these ripple-like rings that hold flower stems at angles, which makes even a simple grocery store bouquet look intentional and styled. And because each of these vases is mouth-blown by human glassworkers, it's got weight, clarity, and some subtle irregularities that give it an artisan feel. So style tip, use it with a single dramatic branch or an asymmetrical bouquet for that effortlessly curated look straight out of a design magazine. Now I want to share with you a couple of planters, because these aren't just for plants, they can also double as decor pieces all on their own. The first one is the Hasselbucket, which has this glossy handmade look that feels really one of a kind. Its earthy green glaze gives it a high-end finish, especially when you pair it with leafy tropical plants, and the shaped form adds some depth and texture when you style it alongside books or other types of ceramics. And then the Honungspalm makes an even bigger statement with vertical ridging that adds an architectural vibe to a clean interior. Its larger size allows it to work as an anchor on a shelf or a console table, and it looks expensive when you group it with smaller pots in varied tones and heights like you see in this image. So style tip, mix both of these styles together with their organic curves and structured ridges for a collected designer look that feels curated as opposed to being overly matchy. But let me be clear here, none of this is about faking it, because these are solid pieces, good design, good materials, and way better than most stuff at this price. So if you're trying to upgrade your place, start here. Replace the things that cheapen your space first, and then add in a couple of these pieces with real texture. I think you'll be surprised at how much of a difference it actually makes. And remember, if you want to save money on all your IKEA purchases, make sure to watch this other video up here. Right now, you can save at least 6% on every IKEA purchase, so that's at least $60 off a $1,000 couch or bedroom set, which I would say is pretty cool. All the details are in that video, so I'll see you there.